Hi, I'm Emily Hagstrom with IHS, and I'm here at CERAWeek in Houston, Texas. Today we're exploring the future of coal and its impact on the transmission system.
Five years ago, 7 years ago, gas was really expensive. Coal was very cheap. What's happened in the last 5 years is that the relationship in pricing between coal and gas has flipped.
We absolutely believe coal is going to remain a very substantial part of the energy mix in the U.S. We think that's good. We think that's good public policy, and so our expectation is it will. We will see some coal plant retirements without question. There'll be some of the smaller, older plants that aren't running very aggressively right now. So, while those plants will fall away, we think the demand for coal is going to remain pretty strong.
With all of the safety concerns that have hit the mining industry, particularly the Central Appalachian mining industry, over the last several years, their costs have been going up. So now, in many cases, many times of the year, coal is going to be more expensive than gas, so it doesn't get dispatched as much.
Some of the new regulations, the mercury and air toxic standard in particular, are going to drive some closures. We expect more than 300 coal-fired units to shut down between now and 2017, which is a big number. But if you look at those plants from an installed capacity basis, it's not as large. It's about 13% of installed coal-fired capacity. The next step for us is carbon, obviously, and carbon dioxide. And as we look out over the next 10 to 15 years, we certainly believe that we're going to continue to move forward with some solutions for carbon. We think that's important.
I mean, coal may become much more expensive because of pricing of carbon and other things. But I don't think they're going to retire until you've got the replacement generation identified and ready to go, because otherwise you're going to be having rolling blackouts and so forth, and no one's going to allow that to happen.
So when you think about domestically in the U.S., our expectation is that in 2013, the U.S. will consume somewhere around 920 to 930 million tons of thermal coal, so coal for power generation. As we look out through 2020, we don't expect that to change a lot.
The nice thing about coal, you always have a coal pile sitting in front of the power plant, so the fuel reliability is very high. Gas is a little bit more complicated because it needs to be consumed on demand.
We've lost some market share to natural gas. We'll get back some of that, not all of it, but we really see it as relatively stable. That's still a very sizable market, a market in which a company like ours that has low cost and is well positioned can compete very effectively.
A lot of customers would like to see coal plants go away. Right? They believe in the role that carbon could play with respect to climate change. They don't like the particulate emissions and so on and so forth. There's another group that wants them to stay because they're cheap, or historically have been cheap.
Coal's been the fastest growing fuel source on the planet over the last 10 years. We really think that's going to continue. And yes, it's India and China, but it's also it's Korea and Taiwan and Japan and Thailand. So it's all those other Asian nations. Our general view is that Asia will use coal, period. We think that the U.S. can have a meaningful role there.